Hello Taurus, and welcome to my channel. I'm going to dive right in. I'm using the Phantom Wise Tarot, and I'm just shuffling to see if there are any important signifiers that come out for our reading. The Page of Wands. Now the Page of Wands could talk about a creative endeavor. She can do something without even having to look at what she's balancing. So effortless. The Knight of Swords. A truth. A truth that's delivered swiftly. Someone speaking from their mind space. Okay. The King of Cups. The Tower. The Star. Okay. The Magician. And the Emperor. Okay, so this could be talking about someone who's a Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. But this could also talk about someone who loves you very much. Now, Taurus, if you've been following my story, my storyline is following the coming together of the Emperor and the Empress. And what I've gathered thus far is that this change, and it is going to cause a ripple of change in all of our lives, I think, to some extent. This coming together is extremely significant. It's going to affect the fixed signs, and hence it being or creating such a ripple effect. When a fixed sign changes, it is something that's quite substantial that makes them change. So we look at, this is all related to the Emperor. The Emperor, who's a magician. He has and if you've been following my readings, this particular Emperor that's in my story, he's the magician to your high priestess. So you receive the message as the Empress, and he puts it out into the world. So a very, very significant coming together. And with the star in the center of the reading, this could be talking about one of our fixed signs, which is Aquarius, and the star is in Aquarius. But the star could be talking about this once-in-a-lifetime event for both these individuals, for all of the people around them. So we look at the King of Cups, this person that loves you very much. Their whole world is about to shift. Maybe time has stood still for quite a while, but no longer. So their timeline is changing. And what it's going to cause is that some significant part of their life is coming to an end, and something entirely new is going to take its place. And it's something really good, something significant, important, brilliant, balanced. And this is directly related to what it is the Emperor has realized about himself. And yet he's still not fully aware. He's done all of this, but he's still not fully aware of being this emperor. Otherwise, his back would not be turned. Now, guys, at the end of this video, I'm going to post a picture I took pre your reading, just to find out where we were going with the story. And it was actually quite interesting in that it said something similar to what just came out, but I'm going to take another photograph just to show you a different placement, and maybe just make a note at the end of the video so that you'd get an idea of what the understanding is behind what came out. Okay, so I'm going to be looking at what's in your hopes and what's in your fears, what's in your current environment, what's the energy that's affecting you, what was in your recent past of significance, your near future, and also what you should know in the situation, and what's in your hidden position that's affecting what you should know. So I'm going to start off the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles talks about being able to both give and receive. And the Six of Wands, two sixes: success, victory, hoping for success and victory. Also, it could talk about hoping that what it is you put out there is what you get back. Sort of like an equal give and take. Another six. Definitely success and victory. The Six of Cups talks about a soulmate from your past. It could be someone you knew when you were younger, or it could be someone from a previous life, but someone who you share a bond with. The Seven of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Pentacles talks about some kind of investment. It's something that you put in all of the hard work, and now you're waiting for it to grow. And sitting in your fears, you wonder if it's your fate to constantly have to wait for your investment to grow. Okay, so the Devil. Now, the Devil could talk about needing to take a look at yourself. It's at the point of when you meet yourself and see that you're not just all good. There's parts of you that are something you'd put out there, and the parts you're not so happy about, the ones that you hide, those are important too. You know, we're a combination of good and bad, and it's about going and meeting yourself and realizing that you don't just have good qualities, you have bad qualities as well, but you're going to focus on your good qualities, aren't you? The ones that work for you, not the ones that don't work for you. So work outside of yourself. If you can do that, if you're going to focus on your good qualities, then realize outside of yourself, everybody has good and bad qualities. Focus on their good, just the same as you would do yourself. The Queen of Swords. Recognition coming to the Queen of Swords. So, as the Empress in my story, you are using your energy as the Queen of Swords, and she's someone who talks from experience, life experience. She has incredible insights, but she can also be quite cutting in her in her approach. She's someone who comes across from a mind space, intelligent, analytical, but someone who's using her voice. And that is what is going to get her the reciprocity that she is looking for. Now, we all look at reciprocity differently. So, what she is putting out in the world, um, she will feel as though the world is working with her. And the Queen of Cups. So it is not her as the Queen of Swords. It's the Queen of Swords. She gets back her intellectual, from an intellectual perspective, she's able to see that reciprocity in the world. But as the Queen of Cups is where she gets her recognition. Now, if you are the Empress that's following the story of the coming together of the Emperor and the Empress, then one of the final lessons in this entire journey, can I call it a journey, is she needs to balance all of her energies as the Queen of Cups. Now, she's already loving, she's already kind, she's already someone who unconditionally accepts others exactly the way they are. But what she hasn't learned yet is how to uncover her heart. But in this depiction, she does here. She's ready in her current environment to offer her love. Okay, so let's see what else is going on in the story. The Ace of Swords. So guys, you're going to have to look at the pic that I sent, that I'm going to paste at the end of this video, because it specifically talks about the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. This Queen of Swords can be very cutting. She tried to cut, and it literally came up as that. She thought she could cut some kind of soulmate connection in some way, or maybe she tried to focus off it, but she did it with her voice. So it was just a spoken word. I've got an incoming Theo any minute. Okay, not. The Knight of Wands. So yes, she spoke something, and she did it just with that energy of, in the spur of the moment. But under the Seven of Pentacles, two opposite energies. One of waiting and one of not waiting. The Queen of Pentacles. Wow, Taurus. Almost all the queens in the same row. So that is the work you're doing. You are understanding yourself better, grounding yourself better in your current environment, learning yourself enough to be able to put yourself out and not let anyone else define you. Because when you define yourself, no one else can. Your definition is it. And you'll realize that you change so often that if you can't pin down who you are at any moment, then it's going to be absolutely impossible for anyone else to. So, in the recent past, we're looking at something that came to an end, maybe something that came to an end and restarted. With the death, it talks about something that comes to an end. But in the current environment, it would be the Queen of Swords. So she's no longer going to come across as someone um, maybe as sharp, because she's balancing herself. And the only way to balance herself is through the Queen of Cups, because the Queen of Cups is going to be loving not just to others, but to herself as well. Even in that moment of guarding your heart, you are still loving yourself. But this could also talk about an end to, look, the Temperance card could be a Sagittarius. But coming after the death, it could only be balance. Scratch that, the Star. But you see, as the Queen of Swords, you had to use the Ace of Swords. That was just your path. It just the way things were. But it was significant, because in your recent future, here's the Star. Here's your significant moment, your once in a lifetime. It's catching that precious something that people spend all of their time looking at the stars, and imagine catching one of them, harnessing all of the power of that. So whatever it is you are saying right now as the Queen of Swords, that is something that's significant. Now with the Star, we could be talking about an Aquarius, but let's see where else we're going. The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands is a card of waiting. Just waiting. And look, waiting, moving quickly with a whole lot of passion. So all of this information, all of this words, or whether it is spoken or written, you are harnessing all of the energy of the Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is someone with a whole lot of passion, and will just go from one to the other, and just with a whole lot of energy. The Knight of Wands is a true seeker, never really knowing what it is they are after, but they just have all of this passion. Okay, so let's see what the energy is that's balancing this. The Four of Cups. Still not seeing that cup. Still not seeing the cup. Okay, so let's see where else we're going. And this is, as you see it in your mind, the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is putting up a barrier. It could also be talking about a card of protection, but we don't have something to tell us what it is. The Magician is working on taking out all of your barriers. So you know already who is the Magician? Is the Emperor. He is working past your barriers. He is also working on balancing himself. The Four of Swords. The Four of Swords talks about the healing. And look at with the Star, these two cups that balance each other out would cause the healing. Guys, you're going to really have a look at that pic I'm going to post at the end, because the story that transpired, I actually just took it down just for reference. I wanted to know what was going on, and I'm sure I made note here. So the page of, so there was a love offer by a joyous knight, which was the Knight of Cups. And that was followed by some cold, harsh truth that was delivered by another knight, but the Knight of Swords. And this message was delivered to the Empress. So the Empress isn't in this reading, but she came up in the pre-shuffle that I was doing. And the way the Empress responded was with this little cup of emotion, this same cup. And what else came out was the Queen of Swords, because she went into Queen of Swords energy, and the Ace of Swords, where she tried to pretend it wasn't there, or speak about it even, maybe. That could be it. And in the spread, the Emperor and the Empress had their backs to each other. And had he just presented as the Emperor to start off with, then she would have seen him and they would have seen each other. Because by then she could see that he was the Emperor, but she didn't present as the Empress. She presented as the Queen of Swords, someone who was just going to speak her truth. Oh, I just need to take another card. Oh, the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant talks about something traditional. It could talk about a higher level of commitment. It could talk about a Taurus, that's significant. Taurus, that's you. Okay. But in the outcome, how it manifests in the real world is that it fixes that little cup that she presented, that he possibly thought, well, is this something I'm just imagining? Is this real? Is it real? But that gets fixed. It gets fixed by just waiting. The balancing. Strength. Now, the strength could talk about calling on your own inner strength, or it could talk about something that's really strong. Let's see where that goes. She still does not see the two cups. She's still looking at the past and wasting her energy on something that's already past. And it directly relates to the Emperor. So that is what ended with the Queen of Swords. She used the Ace of Swords, and that's what she severed. So I should actually put this, that's what she did. It was what she was meant to do. It was for a reason, so that this could happen, the healing, the balancing. And the whole point is that when they present to each other, it's just going to be so full of joy, because all of a sudden there's nothing holding them back. No fears, no insecurity, no focusing on the past, just the now. You can't even control the future, guys. The Ten of Pentacles. So the strength relating to the Ten of Pentacles, a strong foundation. A strong foundation. The Ten of Pentacles could talk about a long-term commitment. The Two of Cups is literally, here's your two cups, here's your 2 cups. Here, it cannot be seen in the hidden position. There it is. That's what's hidden. The Fool. So, there's a new beginning. In your hidden position, it could talk about increasing your earnings. It could talk about a legacy, a long-term commitment, moving home, with the strength, a solid foundation on which to build a 6 of Pentacles, which means whatever it is that you're receiving from the world, you're able to put that out as well. That you never have to worry that you are doing too little or too much. You know that you finally achieved balance, and that is where all of that is. All of the 6s are balance. With the Temperance, it tells you again, balance. With the Queen of Cups, with the Queen of Pentacles, balance. So the Emperor is going on a new beginning, and what he wants is a solid foundation. He wants this love that he didn't see. Okay, so I'm going to draw a card from the KGU deck, and this will just give us an extra layer of meaning to the reading. Judgment. Okay, so currently you're possibly in a situation, and this is coming out a lot recently, a lot coming you at the same time. But in this card, it just reminds you that even though it feels like you're playing some kind of balancing act, know that you have the ability to ride the wave. It doesn't matter what comes at you. It doesn't matter what you can't see. You are protected even if you fall. There's a little shark in the water. Okay, a big shark in the water. It actually extends all the way. But he will catch you. And even though there's danger lurking in the depths, you're going to be protected. So while all of this is happening, while all of these things that are happening at the same time, it feels as though you cannot manage or cope, know that you can. You just have to be brave and persevere. Okay, Taurus, all the best. I will see you in my next video. Bye.